Zoe! Hacker here. And in today's one, I am talking about something which I talked about among regents at Theological College and my peers is a good few weeks ago about Psalm 23, and especially its shepherdic imagery. And of course, to the Catholics, you know this is Psalm 22. Thanks, Catholic Public Domain version. Okay, so let us start by reading Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul. He guides me on the right path for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, or also known as the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You anoint my head with oil, but my cup overflows. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Surely your goodness and love will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Okay, so now on into the shepherd imagery and also a bit of context for this one as well. Of course, this psalm was written by David, in which David, before he was a king, was a shepherd. And it can also be pointed out that how they viewed kings back in the day were not like on the I am your king, do as I say kind of view we think of today, but more a king was a shepherd of men. So David was going from a shepherd of sheep to a shepherd of men, and also prepared him for what God planned to do in his life. Of course, let's see how this affected how he wrote Psalm 23. He given, of course, the Lord is my shepherd. The Lord leads me. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. But, of course, green pastures, that's giving food to the sheep. And quiet waters, if it was fast waters, the sheep would get thrown across the river and would be unable to be collected by the shepherd. But that sheep would be lost entirely. So quiet water allows that ease. Guiding along the right path, of course, some paths would have been wrong, and of course could harm the sheep. Just like how God leads on the right path, on paths that's not going to lead us to sin. And even though I walk through the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Upon this part, there are two details involving a valley. That upon a valley, you can hardly see about the top, and all sorts of predators that could be trying to harm the sheep, such as wolves, foxes, poachers could be hiding up there, ready to pounce and attack. So he's saying that God's going to keep us safe, especially since the rod and the staff of part were primarily relating to different things. Since the staff was primarily to keep the sheep safe. If one was falling off, to knock them back into line, and if there's anyone trying to attack, the rod can be used for a nice little bit of bonking. However, in David's case, this would be a sling. You anoint my head with oil, part. And of course, one part then was that there was some pathogen. And of course, not really pathogens, like some bugs that were around in David's time, and that would try and nip at the sheep's wool, which could cause harm, especially on the head, because they really wanted to eat the brain in the sheep. So a shepherd would anoint the oil onto their sheep's heads so that they don't end up bashing the head into a rock, which could kill them. Yeah, so it's saying on God keeping us safe and also identifying how God leads us. That is Psalm 23. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what Psalm 23 is about. About how God leads us and keeps us safe. Which I'd actually say it's a very interesting psalm, and we often overlook it It's quite easy to remember, which is why we often teach it to kids and the youth, but it's actually got so much theological details in there. It's so interesting. But, of course, that is also that psalm and the end of the video. Hopefully you smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and I will be posting more soon. Wale!